Hey, Carol. Hey there, how you doing? It's got you auto muted, but I saw that you said you're doing good, so good to hear that. And then we've got Roseanne in here. I'm going to unmute you, Roseanne, so that we can hear you. Perfect. Go ahead and chat for me, Roseanne.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Good.
Good. Glad we got you on here. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
So I usually give everyone a few minutes to file on, and then we'll hang out for a little bit till we get some more people on here. Because it seems like every time I say let's get started, that we have 12 more people start joining. So
Right.
always fun that way.
Yes.
Are y'all staying busy? I know there were some hailstorms recently.
Yes, we've been really busy, really busy.
That's good.
'Tis the season. Are you guys busy over there?
I'm over here in South Lake, so I'm actually at a different office than Central on the agent side of things. But on the W2 side of things, I am Central. But yeah, we're staying busy all over. I live in Denton, I work in South Lake, and then I also work in Richardson. So I'm kind of all over.
You're a man of many trades.
That's me, Bill. Good to hear from you.
How you doing?
Doing well. How about yourself?
I'm good. Doing good.
Good. Glad to have you on. Yeah, we're going to be walking through the consumer app because I figured out how to share my screen on Zoom from my phone without using any cords. So we're going to be walking through that today so that everyone can kind of see.
Then you can tell me how to do that.
Exactly. We'll start with Facebook and then we'll go to consumer apps, Bill. All right. Well, Roseanne, I'll let you go ahead and get started. I'll keep admitting people as they file on here, but I want to give you plenty of time to tell us about Tarrant Roofing and what y'all offer.
Okay. Do you mind if I share a video?
Not at all. Go for it. Yep.
It's storm season, and Tarrant Roofing is here to protect your most precious sanctuary, your home. In response to COVID-19, we offer a contact-free customer experience. Personal contact is not necessary to fix your roof. Visit our website, download our app, or call the numbers on the screen today.
So with that said, we are obviously offering a hands-free, no customer contact with all of your clients because obviously everyone's health is paramount. We also have an app, so if anyone needs to contact us, we can do it via the app. Does anyone have any questions? No questions. So I want to give away a $25 Uber Eats gift card, and I have a random number generator. Let's see. So there's 10 of us, but I'm taking myself off. So there's 9. So number 5. So there's 5. Bill, you won.
I did? All right.
Look at that.
I'll eat well tonight.
Right? All right. I will send you your Uber Eats gift card shortly.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Appreciate all you guys do for us.
It's our pleasure. Can't wait to come back into the office and bring you some real food.
We're getting closer.
Kyle says, thanks, Roseanne.
You're welcome. Thanks, Kyle.
Bill, do you have anything you want to share or add before we get started? Just wanted to give you that opportunity since we don't see on here all the time. I know you're a busy man.
No, I'm just glad I've got time to be on here, and I have some confusion about how the app is working, and so
okay.
You can clear up all that stuff for us today.
Yeah, sounds good. Perfect. Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to mute you on my end just so we don't get any feedback. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And everyone else is muted, it looks like. Perfect. All right, wonderful. So we're going to go ahead and get started here, y'all. So first we're going to start in the desktop version of Command, agent.kw.com, because if you have not done anything with your consumer app, you're going to need to do a few steps on the Kelly guide first there, and then we'll go into the mobile version. So let me share my screen with y'all. All right, so let me back up here. So we're here on Command, of course, okay? So here's our home page. So the first thing you would want to do, if you have never even logged into your app, don't have it downloaded, maybe haven't even done a lot with Command, period, what you're going to want to do first is come to the top right of your screen here and click on your picture, and we're going to go down to settings. And if you've been in any of my classes already, you're probably good if you've been working on this. Roseanne said, have a blessed day. It was great to see y'all, by the way. You're going to want to come in here and just make sure that you have, sorry, I've got all these people hopping on. I'm clicking all over on your end. Okay. So we're going to want to come in here into the connect settings and make sure your marketing profile is set up. If you have not done that before, you're going to want to do that and just make sure that everything is in there correctly. This would also go hand in hand with you setting up your agent site as well. You would want to have done all this already if you have not set up your agent site as well. So you want to go in there. And then also down here on the consumer side of things, so the last applet on the left side, we can go down to consumer. And when you're in here, the first time you come in here, you'll see a blue bar right here in the middle of the screen that says something like configure your app or Kelly guide for your mobile app, something like that. Because I've already done that, I can just go to site and app settings and then see it says learn more with Kelly guides right here. So you could set that up as well, which you would need to do beforehand. Just walk through that guide and go ahead and get your website set up so that it can talk with your app. So anyway, you would want to go ahead and do those things first on the command side of things. So going into settings and doing your connect settings for your marketing profile. And then also down here on the consumer side of things on the bottom left, making sure you've gone through the Kelly guide to get your app set up, get your website configured, all of that, so that all of your things in the Keller cloud are talking to each other, okay? So now I'm gonna go ahead and switch over for now to the mobile app. We're gonna come back to Command Desktop in a little bit, but for right now, we're just gonna switch over to the mobile version. So let me go ahead and share my screen with y'all on the phone. All right, perfect. So I cannot see y'all anymore. Let me make y'all bigger. Can I get a thumbs on my screen right now just because I've got everybody muted? Some thumbs ups. Okay, cool, just making sure. So this is the home page. So let me back out here. So here's my little real estate folder. This top middle one, the white with the red KW in it, that is your consumer app. I know it looks a lot like in the bottom left, the Southlake app for my office, and then the central app for your office in the bottom right. I know that it looks very similar to those, but it's just the white app with the red KW letters on it, up there in the top middle. Okay, so we'll click on that, and this is where it's going to pull in for the first time. Now, granted, I need to clear all of these search criteria here because we want to make sure everything's popping up how it will for you. Let me see. Clear all the filters. There we go. I was playing around with this earlier. Guilty as charged. Okay, so when you come in for the first time, you'll see we've got, obviously, you can on the top left, because you can't see my cursor, it's going to be you looking at my hand and me kind of describing everything to you. So on the top left, you see the word list. You can click on that and you can see either the map view or it tells you now we can go to list view. So if you prefer to look through all of the listings closest to you this way and you don't want to see the map view, you can just click. So all I'm doing is clicking on the word map to go to map view and list to go to list view. Okay, in the top left. You can also search in the middle by location, or you can just go off of your current location, which I'm doing right now. We're here in Southlake around all these $1 million properties, quite literally. So also in here, because this is the consumer app. So let me back up for a minute because I forgot to mention one thing. The first time you download this, and one thing I want to make clear, the first time you download this, it's going to ask you to log in, okay? When you're logging in, you are not logging in with any credentials you have made for MyKW, for Command, any of that. This is a consumer app, and you are logging in as a consumer on your end, okay? So you're not gonna have a different consumer app than the consumer. You're gonna make an account. You're gonna have to the first time you download it. So you're gonna make your own account. You're gonna be your own contact for your own consumer app, basically. So you can also see yourself in your contacts. You can see everything you've viewed on command. So we'll walk through that a little later, but just in case you're confused, whenever you download this the first time, you will need to make an account, and it'll just be like you're a consumer, okay? So you can click on these different criteria here: price, beds, baths. So if I wanted, let's say, anything 1 to 20 mil, we want to be, and we want at least 4 bedrooms, and we want it to be a house, no condos. Perfect. And see, you can see quite literally as I'm clicking, things are popping up like that 1.07 million down there. You can click and you can see things are coming on and leaving the search automatically right in front of your eyes. You can also click the more button to the right of that. And when you're in there, you can do the same thing we just did on the price. So you can toggle this way. You can also scroll down if you were looking for sale properties. You could also see any of the different types. If it's in pending, if you're wondering if something's coming soon, if something's new construction. And also you see the word for sale, and then to the far right of that, the blue toggle button next to it, kind of like a, I don't know, like a circle. And when you click on that, so that was on for sale, you see it says for sale. When I click on that, it gives me the option to select for rent. So this mobile app is not just for your buyers and sellers. I'm sending this to anybody, any of my friends right now, especially because a lot of them are still renting and not yet buyers. I'm sending this to them just so they can look. And so now I've toggled it on to for rent. Now they can look at any rentals on the app. So you have to toggle that feature on and off. It's not going to show you rentals if you're on the sell buyer side, and it's not going to show you sales and buys if you're on the rental side. But the app is made for all types of clients that you may have, which is great. So I'm going to go to back for sale for this one, just so that we have that. And let's say we wanted to see the actives and pendings, just in case something fell out of contract. And select those. You can also select living area, your lot size. You can go by either acres of the property or square footage of the home, either one. Or I mean square footage of the lot rather. On the year built, you can select through there as well, going back to 74 up to this year. You can toggle on or off if it has parking or not. If it's had a price reduction, you can select that to show maybe a more motivated seller. You can do that. And then on the keywords here, it's very grayed out. You can't really see it where it says the keyword box right here, but it says things like view, pool, yard. So if I type the word pool in there, it would understand, and the algorithm would search to find picture-wise listings with a pool in there as well. So I'm going to click done. And that last feature about pool may or may not be accurate. So let's see if it's to that fully built out phase yet. I just want to see if it did pop up one with a pool or if it didn't. Yep, so this one does have a pool in particular. I may have just gotten lucky on clicking this one. So you could test more around and play with that. But you have a lot of different settings in here just on your filters alone for the consumer side of things, which is great because especially going off of either if they're using a different mobile app, you know, like a Zillow or Realtor.com or something like that to find homes. Obviously, we want them on the KW app. But also the best thing about this is it will literally show you on their contact in your contact section of command. So for me, it's the Clark Mundy consumer in my own database in command for the account I created. I can see the date and time that I looked at certain listings. I can see all this different type of information that's much more in depth than say an MLS auto search would be, which is a great feature for us. So anyway, these are just all the different filters in here. I'm going to clear it out though, because I don't want any filters on here. All right, perfect. And I'm also going to heart this one, this 2205 Patterson Way. I'm going to save that into Clark's favorites. And that was an auto-created folder. I did not create that myself. That was just created for me. But I can click back into the screen here. So let's say we're done with that. Also, I'll show you real quick while we're on here. So 6 beds, 6.5 baths, or 6 fulls, 2 half baths, 8,000 square feet. I clicked the save button already. I can also remove that if I wanted to. I could click hide if I did not like this property and I did not want to see it. I can click the hide button and the agent can see that as well, that they're not interested in this property. You can also click right there. It says save up to $92.50 on your next home loan. That's a link to Keller Mortgage right off the bat for this specific home. And then also the next one, the save up to 30% on your home insurance, that's for Keller Covered. So that's the insurance platform that Keller Williams has rolled out as well. So I'll just click on the Keller Mortgage one first, just so that y'all can see from a consumer perspective if they were to do this, you know, at 9 p.m. after work on a Tuesday night or whatever. And of course, while I'm teaching a class, it tends to load. We love it. So I would check through this. Okay, I do accept that. Great. And now this takes you into the video and then to the loan application for Keller Mortgage. I'm not going to go through all of that. Let me back up here. 1 second. There we go. So that was Keller Mortgage, and then here's Keller Covered. And this is basically just a marketplace for different insurance. So in the top 3 bars there next to the phone icon in the top right, it has about, frequently asked questions, and contact. But the meat and potatoes of this website is right here on this page. So it says fetch multiple home insurance quotes in 7 simple steps. And you can get multiple quotes, and it'll walk you through it as you scroll down on the consumer end of things. It tells you all these different companies plus 25 more that they do home insurance through. And see, it just goes step by step for the client. Very, very simple. Okay. So if they want to check out anything on Keller Covered, if they want to, you know, get their home insurance taken care of in app, they can do that very easily, just like Gary's been talking about for a long time. On the read more here, we can read the full property description. You can see who listed it right here. If it is not a South or a Keller Williams agent, rather, this was Angle and Volkers right here. And then we've got the price per square foot. We've got all the home details. We can also select more, see all different types of things, the roof type. It's got a security system. It's got a pool, and it's waterfront. Now this part right here on the commute times, this is very, very cool. So if you remember, if you've done it before on the MLS, when you've done a search, you can do, you know, from here to here, and you can set that as a radius or as just a search criteria on a MLS auto search for your clients. Well, now they can do that themselves. They don't have to wait for you to update the MLS if you're not at your computer, or if you know you're just unavailable to do so. They can just click, I've got driving selected. I'm not going to be biking or walking anywhere. Okay, I'm not going to be doing that, but it changes. You see that blue number or that blue box, 7 hours and 29 minutes to walk, 2 hours to bike, or 32 minutes to drive. So they could click add a place, and let's say I worked over at Harkins in South Lake, let's say. I can select that location and see right there, it updates me automatically, 6 minutes. And that's from this certain property right here. That's how it's calculating it. Off of Patterson Way, it's a 6-minute drive to get over to Harkins Theater right across the highway. You could add anything in there. And this is from Google right there. You see source Google. That's where they got this from. You can also see nearby school rankings as well from Pitney Bowes. You can get different info on that as well. And then private educations as well, if you wanted to see that. Currently, obviously, no upcoming open houses right now. We've got our virtual ones, but nothing, nothing real right now. So those would appear right there. They could also, it says try scheduling a tour as well. So that's the app is sending them back to us. Hey, at the bottom of your screen, you can click ask your agent, and then they could walk you through it. And then if you wanted to figure out your mortgage monthly payment or your purchase price and figure all of that stuff out, you could do that right here as well. And then you can also see the activity for this home, how many views, and then nearby homes as well. And you can just scroll through those left to right. Okay. And then these are the things here at the bottom of the screen that you would have wanted to do on your marketing profile and all of that on command already. So that's how I have Facebook, Instagram, my logos, all of that type of stuff in here. And then if they clicked ask your agent, it would pop up just a little comment, and then I could submit it, and I would get a Kelly notification that, hey, Clark Mundy, the consumer, reached out to you, has a question. You can also see at the very bottom of the screen, it says last revised 5/5/20. That's today. So every time you edit your site and publish it on command, it will up that date to the most accurate one. So great feature just for knowing the last time that you may have changed or saved something on your app. So we'll go ahead and get out of this specific property, if it'll let me. If it'll not be difficult. All right, great. We're just going to close it out because it's being difficult. Perfect. So that was just the search side of things and filters. So you can see there's that red heart on that one Patterson Way that we were just playing with earlier. And it's very easy to see in the field of all the other ones. You can also draw. If you clicked the draw feature, you could draw a line around an area, or a circle rather, and see all the listings in that area if a certain geographic area is important to the client. And now, so this is here on the search side of things. So the bottom left, you see 5 icons at the very bottom of your screen. So we've been on search. Now we'll go over to feed, one over. And so you can see Clark created a saved search, new homes for you. So let me show y'all on command what I did there, because it says 12 days ago right there and it shows my picture. So I did this as an agent for myself, the consumer, on command. And I'm going to show y'all how I did that real quick. So I'm going to share my screen back on the computer. So when we're here in command again, I'm going to go back to the home page. You can go down one icon here on the left side of the page down to your contacts. And obviously I know this specific contact has my name because it's me and I signed up with my own name. So Clark Mundy right here, I'm the consumer. And you can see here, right here, this updated today off of what we were just doing. It's updated immediately to show, oh, hey, Clark created a collection at 10:14 a.m. on 5/5 and added this certain property to Clark's favorites. It tells you how many times I viewed it. It is honestly redundant sometimes. It's giving doubles and triples here and there, but I'd rather have too much information than not enough. And it goes all the way back down the timeline. This is all different properties I've looked at while I've been on my mobile app, okay? It wasn't pulling in the information clearly back in March. Now it is, so you can see it now says viewed listing and it actually has the address. It did not back in March, so that's some good progress there. Stage changed, agent added. So see, in February is when I downloaded my own mobile app, okay? So anyway, you can come in here and you can do that way, or on the far right over here on saved searches, you see some on the right side of the page, you can click there, and I created this search of new homes near you, and you can just click create a saved search if I wanted to do a different one. So let's say I wanted to South Lake homes 1 to 5 million. So go 1 to 5. Perfect. And we want pool and yard as keywords. We want, we'll say all types of properties. We're fine with that. And we'll leave off the price reductions right now. So we can create that. Oh, let's see. Oh, sorry, here. I'm over here. Let's see. Let's do Timuron. Okay, we'll do no keywords just for the sake of this one. And then we'll hit save. And so now you can see South Lake Homes, 1 to 5 million. And then I just got an email. You can't see that because I just got it on my phone, but I just got an email from Gmail, or from Keller Williams rather, that Clark just created a new save search for me. And so I could go back to sharing my screen now with y'all on the phone. And then you can see I just pulled down to refresh, and automatically over here now it says Clark created a new save search. Obviously I did not add any properties to this one, but I made the search and it updated automatically here on the mobile app. So that's how I did that on command. The consumer themselves can also create save searches if they would like to on their end, just if they find some properties that they want the agent to know about in a collection. You know, maybe they're coming from out of town and they're looking in Colleyville, South Lake, Richardson, and Garland. Say they're looking in 4 different areas all over the place. It'd be good to have those different collections set up. So that was back here on the feed side of things where we started at. You can see save searches in here. You can also see collections and then the guide as well. And now it says you don't have any activity yet. Add a co-buyer or find an agent to get started. We haven't done anything in here. We have not started a process. But where it says right there, add a co-buyer, this is where it comes into play if it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, you know, just a significant others, you know, more than one party that you're helping out on this, whether they're renters or going to be buying or selling. You can go to more and you see the third one down is add a co-buyer. And so you could just type in, you know, if for my girlfriend, Sarah Grimes, and put in her email address and then hit invite your co-buyer, they'll get an email, they'll hit accept, they'll download the app, and they will be set up as a co-buyer on this transaction so that both the agent, party, you know, client 1 and client 2, co-buyer 1 and co-buyer 2 are all in sync. They can all see the same things. Their collections are all updated. So really, really great feature there. You can also see, we'll go back over here. So we were on feed. So we started out in search, then we checked out feed. Now we're here on guide. You can see us at the top of the screen, we've got buying and selling guides. And these are completely editable in command. Okay, so I'm going to show you all how to do that in a minute, because on the selling side, I'm not too keen on, there's some things I'd want to add basically. So on the buying side, you can see, okay, so I'm a first-time home buyer. I've never purchased a home. I've been renting. I'm 25. You know, I'm ready to get started. I have zero idea what to do here. You can click on these tiles, and it'll tell them all the different types of things that are going to be going on during this process. Okay, it tells them how to search through the KW app, and then they can click at the bottom, next step, and they can mark the step as completed so that they know when they come back into the app, okay, hey, as a buyer, we've already done step 1 of starting the search. Great. Now we're on to get pre-approved. And so on their end, they can see check boxes next to these things. See, I just clicked on get pre-approved. You can go through the steps this way as well. That's the buying guide. It's got all these different steps. And then the selling guide. So for this one, personally, showing your home in my mind is not the first step. The first step is the pre-listing appointment. Okay, that's just for me. I want them to see that in there of, hey, this is where we're at right now, day 1 of starting this conversation. Here's where we're at. So I don't love that this starts with showing your home. So I'm going to show you all how to add something in here in a moment. Okay, but I wanted to show you all the seller guide as well. And it's the same deal here. You can just click on the tiles and you put in all this information. If you add any new tiles, you would put in all these different verbiage, all of the, you know, a picture, just so that the tile has a nice clean picture on it. So you can see all these different types of pieces of advice and tips and tricks for while they're getting their home ready for being shown to the public. So that's the seller guide here. Now I'm going to stop sharing my screen again. We'll go back to command and I'm going to show y'all how we would edit this in command. So down here on the left side of the page, the consumer app right here, the applet, the very bottom one, you can click right now under the red KW consumer. We can click on that. And once we get in here, up here at the top middle of your screen next to the big word consumer, you can go to guide builder, because this is the guides in the mobile app, the buyer and the seller guides. When you go to guide builder, it'll show you both the one for your buyer and the one for your seller guide. Okay. Let me just minimize y'all real quick. So let's say for this seller one specifically, I didn't like that it started with showing your home. I want to add in another step there. I can click the pencil icon right here on either one of these. We'll just do selling for now. And if you wanted to rearrange these, you can just grab the blue, or what is a gray tab right now with 6 dots. You can grab that and rearrange if you wanted to. You can also click in on them to see, okay, this is an educational step. Here's the picture. The card title is showing your home. The subtitle is right here, this little description about it. And then the workspace details here are all of the different, okay, it's not letting me scroll down right now. Let me try a different one. There, oh, okay. It's being a little difficult right now. But long story short, here in the workspace text, this is where you would write in what they would see when they click into the applet. So when we got all of that big pieces of information about showing your home for, you know, instance, this is where that was written in there, okay? So you can see all of that different type of stuff right there. Okay. But now let's say we wanted to add in the one about a pre-listing appointment. I'm not going to go through the full process of it and write one up, but I'm going to show you how you could do it, you know, when you spend the time to sit down and do it. So we could click down here at the very bottom. So we clicked on the pencil icon for the seller guide. Now we can scroll down and we can click add a step. This is going to be a custom step because we cannot select any from a list at this time. So you'd be creating a custom step. And let's say I wanted to call this one pre-listing appointment. Obviously, we can write way more in there. We can add in the picture as well. And then we could click continue and continue on writing in all the different text as well for the workspace text for, you know, the big card when they click on it. So that's how you'd be able to add a step. Okay. Now back at the top of the screen here, we're on guide right now. Okay. We can click introduction. And there's one thing I want to make very clear to y'all, because this is just one thing that the engineers in Austin missed, and I realized it this morning. So if you read this, okay, congratulations on starting the process, blah, blah, blah. Paul will be providing insights on each step. Well, Paul is obviously not me. Paul is the tester agent name person that all of the tech engineers had created. Paul had a picture when they were building out the app. So Paul was the agent, quote unquote, whenever they were building the app. Now, clearly that did not update for me. It did not, they did not put a your name in function here. It still says Paul. So I'm gonna need to come over here, and you're gonna need to do the same. Is on this guide, just make sure you change Paul's name right here to your name. So I just changed the first name and hit save, and now it's updated. And on the app, it'll say Clark will be providing insights on each step, not Paul. So just want to make sure that y'all do see that, okay? So just make sure you change that. And we'll go back over to the mobile version of it. Let's see, we've got a chat here. Greg said, hey, Kyle, hanging in there. So that was the guide right there. And obviously we did not go through and save anything on here about the pre-listing appointment, but it would show up right here at the very top of the screen. We can go down at the bottom of the screen on our tabs. We're on guide right now. We can go over to saved, and y'all can see, okay, I did add this one to my favorites. That's right. Okay. I can also sort by different things. If I had 50 different properties on here for some reason, you could go sort by low to high, by price, high to low, the recent updates, or you could do price, living area, all these different types of things. You could also see a map view for all the different properties that you had saved in here in your search. You can go in a map view as well. So, and then also, so this collection is Clark's favorites, and then a saved search that I made on the agent perspective is down here. I made a couple of those already. Let's see. So Kyle says, I was messing with the keywords. School doesn't work like pool, etc. does. Not sure if dog park works either. But is there a way to search schools like clients will be doing? That is a great question, Kyle. I don't believe schools are a searchable option as a keyword, because I think the algorithm, I'm thinking back to my class, the day I was in the classroom with Gary Keller, when he was talking about the consumer app. This would have been October of 18, I guess it was. It's like a year and a half ago. And what he was saying was the algorithm for those keywords is searching the pictures that are on the MLS. So granted, if someone had put in pictures of a dog park at the end of, for like pictures 35 and 36 or something of an MLS listing, I guess it's possible. Now, whether that's a searchable function in the app, maybe not. But I know that the algorithm is looking, the algorithm knows, okay, what a pool looks like, what a yard looks like. They've been training it for the past few years to see in a picture and then determine, okay, this is a pool. I want to show this to the consumer. On schools and all that, as of now, I don't believe there's an easy search function for schools. I think it would just kind of be an aggregated, if they're looking in this area, all the listings kind of have these 2 or 3 different schools, then they can maybe do their own research that way. But like I said, it pulls on the app from Pitney Bowes to get those rankings, and then they could do their own, outside research as well if they wanted to. But yeah, as of now, I don't think it's as built out as the MLS in that function of searching for schools. But I would hope that we'll have that at some point. But great question, Kyle. Thank you. So that's the saved side of things. And then we've also got more like we've been at earlier today. And so you can go to history. Okay, so right now it says find a Keller Williams agent. I'm not sure why it says that. It should have me labeled as the agent. So I'm going to make sure that I am set as the agent here. Oh, not all Clarks. We're going to do my full name. Perfect. There's me, the one. So I could click get in touch. Confirm. Great. Clark is your new agent. You can contact them at any time through this app. That's great. So I had done that. It may have just been a bug and auto updated. Also, I did see on a side note here, I did see on a either Command Your Conversion or the KW Command Facebook group this morning, I believe is where it was, that update your consumer apps today if you haven't, or if you have that ability to, because we're supposed to have the option to be able to schedule Zoom meetings and like virtual showings with our clients through the app. I don't know where that is. I saw a Facebook class or a Facebook post about it maybe 20 minutes before the class started. I didn't have time to play around with it enough to then teach y'all. So I don't have an answer for that, but check those Facebook groups for that because we're supposed to have an option here maybe today sometime to be able to set virtual appointments and things like that with our consumers. So anyway, back here on the more section. So we know we're good now because it says your agent and it has my picture, my license number. So we know we're good there. I can click view profile as a consumer and I can see all the different things that I had y'all set up first whenever you would have done the marketing profile, all of that in settings. This is where that information comes from. It pulled in from Connect that I'm part of KWYP, Keller Williams Young Professionals. So any designations that you have, if you're part of luxury, land, anything like that, that'll be in there. You can also see the about section as well. And then just so y'all are aware, I assume all of you are all amazing all the time to your clients, but if for some reason a consumer felt that they did not want to use you, or maybe it was a lead that kind of got weird, they can, you see at the very bottom in the red, it says they can remove agent. They can do that. I don't think you had that ability in the old red app. I think it was just kind of branded to who it was and they had to deal with it. So if, that is a possibility, just so you're aware. And then they can also find another agent if they selected the wrong Clark Mundy. Let's see here. Yeah, Kyle said, so can I delete the option to remove an agent? You may have to talk to someone in Austin about that, Kyle. I do not have that power, so sorry. I'm the local guy. And then they could also click the refer button here at the bottom of the screen. And this would send it to any of these different people here. And you could text out the link and so that they could download the app as well. So we'll go back. Sorry, I'm just making sure I've got my chats. Yeah, he said he's calling Gary Keller right now. Kyle's on it for you guys. He's awesome. So you can click on history at the top right here. You can see every home that you've ever seen. You could also see if you'd hidden any properties as well. That would be right here under that on the hidden. And you remember when we were clicking on this, I could click hide. And when I do that, it goes red on the little hide button. And now you see if I click the arrow down here, this is a hidden property now. Okay. And then that one has the red heart because I did save that one. So you can see all your history in here. You can see your account, profile, all that type of stuff. I'm not going to go into that. Adding your co-buyer, we already talked about. You can share the KW app. This is what I teach all of my people pretty much like the day I have them download the app. I tell them where to make sure that I'm set as the agent. So I make sure that they go to the more section at the bottom of the page to make sure that I am set as the agent so they can get in touch with me and then I can see everything on their end. I also make sure if they're buyers that they know that that's where they can go to get Keller Mortgage. So especially for someone in their 20s and 30s, like most of my friends, they're excited to have an easy, clean app that they open. They can click 2 times and then get to where they're filling out a mortgage application. So that's awesome for the Keller Mortgage part. And then also the Share Your KW app. I tell them all, hey, if you have any friends or family, anybody that's asking questions that you think this would be a cool resource for them, if you like this app, don't you think your friends would too? Try sending it to them. and then you can click on that and share the link as well for the app. And then they can also go to Keller Covered as well, like we did earlier. Same website, same everything. And then we've got legal, and then sign out as well. I don't know why you would ever really need to sign out unless you were handing your phone over to someone else as a consumer of a Keller Williams agent or yourself. I'm not sure, but that's pretty much the meat and potatoes here on the app. So I'll go ahead and stop sharing my screen. Do we have any questions? I know this was more of just me talking and walking y'all through it, but feel free to unmute yourselves. Just pop off if you have any questions. If you want me to share my screen and go back into something, did I gloss over something? Did I go too quickly? Feel free to unmute yourself. Let me know your thoughts. I'll take it that that was wonderful and that we have no questions then. Bill, do you have any questions? I'm going to unmute you on my end. I know that you were hopping on here just to learn about the app. Any questions or anything I can go over specifically for you that would help, you take away something of concrete understanding today? We might have lost Bill. Bill might be here, but not be here. All right, y'all. Well, I'll go ahead and finish off the call for today then. As always, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be posting this on YouTube later today once I get the link back. Benetta says that was great. Thank you. You're very welcome, Benetta. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kyle. I almost said Clark because I read yours. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that. But as always, feel free to reach out to me, 817-939-9855. You can catch me on Facebook as well in the offices group. So just let me know if you have any questions. I am going to be doing another month of these classes also, just so you're aware. So as of yesterday, I wasn't sure past next Thursday how many of these more were going to be taught. We're going to be doing another 4 weeks of these. So same bat time, same bat channel, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. So I'll be posting those classes and things like that as I figure those out in the coming weeks. And also, I have not changed it yet on the calendar, but I wanted to make sure that at least you are aware. I'm doing a Facebook ads class it was going to be next Thursday. What is Red Day? So next Thursday, the 14th, is Red Day, okay? I'm not going to be teaching on that day, just out of respect for Red Day, Renew, Energize, and Donate, that being a Keller Williams holiday and to give back. I know the office is, I think, still figuring out what they're going to be doing for that, but I just want to let y'all know, to coincide with Bold Pivot, I'm just going to move next Thursday's class to next Friday. It'll still be at 10 a.m. So I'll post about that as well. I just wanted to let y'all know that verbally. And so this is on YouTube as well before that class happens. Let me make sure if we have any questions here. Okay. Let's see. Kyle says, my login isn't like agent login. Got to make a sign in like the client would. Yes, Kyle. So you are not signing in with any credentials to my KW. You are making a new login because you are a consumer on this side of things. And I recommend you do that anyway, because it'll make you a contact and then you can test. That's how I've been able to test a lot of things to teach for these classes, is looking at my contact as the consumer on command and being able to play with it that way. So anyway, y'all let me know if you have any questions. In the meantime, we'll be going over kind of bonus material on command, just different things that didn't really fit into one class. So it may be a 20-minute class, it may be 45 minutes. On Thursday, we'll just kind of see with questions where it goes. So anyway, y'all have a great rest of your day. Bold Pivot starts today at 2 p.m., I believe, 1 or 2 p.m. So if y'all are doing that, best of luck for you. And I will see y'all on Thursday when we're talking over command bonus features, okay? Y'all have a great one. We'll see you next time.